Hey guys, welcome to the Academy Answers podcast. I think I jumped in a bit there, might have startled you. How are you doing today? Great coming here to you, great to share the message. And as always, it's really a pleasure to share with you and to explore these topics on personal development, on personal finance, on business, on full potential, because that's what we are about, full potential. And that full potential is directed at creating something that can serve you, creating something that is aligned with who you are, because we all are different people. You know, I see people come into stores and people who are around you, and you get into conversation with them. Like this person I was talking to in the store the other day, and she's saying that she has 24 cats and she loved them and she was getting feeding for them, and she takes stray cats, and that is not something that everybody does. There are other people who, and there's this lady at the church that my son was christened. What she does, she's retired, and she does blankets for all the kids who get christened. And she says that's her purpose, to give them a blanket. And she, obviously that comes from her core. So we all have uniqueness. That's it. I can remember one of the biggest things in social studies was when I learned about individual and definition of individual. I love definitions during school. So when I was in school, so that definition was an individual is a unique being distinguished from others by special characteristics. And it stuck me. We all are humans and we have the same physical things, but there's something within us, our uniqueness. There's a uniqueness within us, in our nature, that makes us different. And I believe that is what is really, really the most powerful thing about our being, our uniqueness. And that uniqueness is the guiding light. It is the navigation, the internal navigation as to where you should go. And if you don't go that path, you will forever be in this, for want of a better word, quagmire, in this space, and where you are always lost, you're always frustrated. And even if you numb it out, even if you try to drown it out, it keeps coming back. And as you slow down, as you get older in life, and you start to reflect, which age naturally brings reflection, you start to realize that you have missed something, and it becomes heavy. Regrets weighs tons. It's so heavy on you, and then you start to understand. It opens up to you why you have lived most of your life in this frustration, because you are not free, or you didn't choose to follow your deepest intuition that is aligned with who you really are. And that's what your purpose here is. Your purpose is to find yourself. And I think it was I don't remember if it's Darwin who said that the two greatest days in your life is the day you were born and the day you find out why you were born. We all have a purpose. We all have it. It's not just in some of us, as Mariana Wilson said. It's in all of us. And if we don't stop to identify that and to actually give it any credence, we will find ourselves in a spot where our lives goes out quickly, and we would have never really truly lived. Especially if you tasted flight. And by tasted flight, I mean if you move from a lower class to a higher class economic status, maybe it's a better term. If you move to a higher economic status, you would be standing on the bridge, and you would be occasionally touching on the good life, occasionally experiencing the finer things in life, either by a stretch or by, normal means. By a stretch, I mean you blow up a credit card to do it, or you do it on someone else's ticket, or you actually get to afford it every now and then, the 2 vacations a year, and you are in the suite that is next to the presidential suite, or you're in the airplane seat that is next to the to first class, or you're on the property that is aligned or adjacent or in the same city or country as the better property, you will always feel like, wow, why couldn't I be here? Or wow, what if I had a couple of more days? Or what if I could go out there next week again? You know, you'll always be toying with that. It becomes heavy when you realize that there's a better way, and there are things that you would prefer to be doing, but you are stuck in a life that you start to realize is not really truly for you. So this question, and as we do on this podcast, we answer the questions from our blog, from the work we do on social media in our audience. We've managed to build an audience over the years, and people come to us for advice, for direction, and we do that. So we do this podcast at scale, so more people who might have these problems or will sometime down the road end up in these problems where they need to make decisions, then they would have this resource available to them, and it's out there online. God bless the internet, where it will sit here for years, and people can find it, and it can help somebody who I will never meet, somebody who probably don't even understand my language. So the question is, why do I feel disqualified? Why do I feel undeserving? And you know, it is a really powerful question because it's an honest question. Most people in their psyche, somewhere in their subconscious, feel undeserving and feel disqualified, but they're not admitting it. What they do, they act it out in terms of settling, staying where you ended up. You know, there's this kid who I knew, he came out of school, never did much in school, and he ended up at his parents' business place, just doing his parents' stuff, whatever they want him to do. And it took him 20 years to actually break from that, to get into something that he stumbled upon that brings him alive, that he loves, and he made success of it, and turn around, being the black sheep, as they call it, have to help the parents' business after he has found his passion. Not many of us actually bother to do that. What we are trained to do is to find a job, and if you want to move on, you find a better job, a better paying job, and find a better paying career, and forget anything about what you would want to do, what you feel happy doing, what you feel passionate about. Forget that. Just work. You can get more pay. You can move up the ladder. It is in your city. This is what everybody's doing, and we settle. When we settle, it is an indication that we feel undeserving and disqualified from actually getting to live the life that we want to live or we desire to live, because we cop out on our own selves. So the common thing is to look around you and see people achieving things and doing things, and even if it is in our area of work, or even if it is in the area that we think we're gifted in, we think that we can't do it, because everything that comes to us from media and from just mere looking on is the event of these people who got there. The event of success, that thing, that day, that Tesla, that Lamborghini, that Porsche, that mansion, that accolades, that the attire, all that, just the event, just what we see. I heard Kevin Hart said one time that Hollywood is kind of funny because it makes you see only the glamours, but no one tells you about the 18 years he has been out here trying to succeed. So what we see is the glamour and the event, and we automatically think that I can't get up and do that tomorrow morning, so therefore I cannot do it. So there is no real perspective as to how it's done. And no matter how many times someone who is successful come out here and say, hey guys, you got to put in the work, you got to go through the process, it doesn't matter to us, because we are not so, process is not sexy. So only a few people can actually endure process. So the minute we're called upon to go through the process, we disqualify ourselves, because one, the conditioning, and two, we are fearful of breaking the comfort zone, or three, we don't believe in ourselves enough, so that the element of self-confidence never actually get to be instilled in our minds and our brains. And everything else that's around us is skewed to push that back and push that away, because media is appealing so much to our common impulses that it brings us into a cloud and a sphere of distractions, and we distract our way, and it distracts us, and we go to the next thing, and we buy the next thing, and we want to be the next person, and we want to be this thing, and we have the kids being somebody different January than they were last year March, and every time we're shifting personality and identity, and we never find ourselves, because society have a good way, corporations and advertisers and businesses have a good way to make us feel inadequate and sell us on the idea that the only way to feel more adequate is to buy more stuff. So we disqualify ourselves from ever doing anything great, because somehow we think that only people who it has been sold to us, and we fail to take intelligent perspective on it, that only the people who jump around, play music, dance, or athletes actually get to live the life. And we look at success and we marvel at it, but we never step back to say, hey, I can do this. What process do I need to expose myself to over time to actually get to this level? So we don't believe it because we don't see it. And we just really just numb ourselves from getting into a process, a scalable, workable process, because everybody's in a process. We're optimized for something. Everybody, when you get into the middle class, the greatest cloud that is in your mind is work hard, and the bosses want you to work hard, and you're saying you're working hard. I'm working 3 jobs. I am working very hard. I'm trying to get by to send my kids to school, and we do all the hard work stuff, not realizing that it is the thing that keeps us trapped and enslaved, and that keeps us as mere cogs in huge machinery, being a part of someone else's dream and a part of somebody else's plan to become rich and to make great things of themselves. While we kill ourselves, enslave ourselves, working hard and not channeling those resources and those efforts into anything that actually is scalable. And we trade time for dollars, not realizing that that is the most unproven way of becoming wealthy, because that is based on your coming out here every day and doing that work, and any day you can't do it, it's not scalable, and it is, you don't have enough time and energy to ever take that to wealth, to any true form of wealth, because wealth is connected to freedom and wealth is connected to scale. If the amount of time equal money, then you will not be able to actually take yourself to any reasonable level of success where you can actually be financially free and independent. So we think we are disqualified because the way we were conditioned and what we continue to be conditioned in, and our failure to actually subscribe to a process, to the process of success or failures, to get in an intelligent course of action that actually is proven to work. We cling on to the first base of comfort, and I heard one speaker said that society set up honeypots. They're strategically placed to make you stop to taste the honey now and bring yourself back down. I have this chart that I draw out that shows how you go up, and then when you go up, you taste the fruits, and you level out right where the fruits are, because everybody is there. Conformity is the enemy of growth. Once everybody around us is doing it, then it's okay. Once we can put up a facade, once we can fit in, then we back off, because we have the car, we have the house. So forget whether or not we're broke or we're doing it on 10 credit cards. We look good. We can go out, we can eat out, we can do what they do, we can compare notes at the lunchroom table, so we're fine. And silently, we know that it's not sustainable. We're tired, our back hurt, our feet hurt, we're frustrated, the boss is up, or you know what, and we still avoid that because we think we can wing it a little more and wing it a little more, and we think we have more time than we do, and we don't ever try to ever sacrifice anything to take us from, that will make us not look like we're into this social league that we're trying to protect. And that is why we're disqualifying ourselves. We're not disqualified and we're not undeserving. We all deserve it. We all can do it. But we like to avoid getting into that belief system because it's a little pain and a little discomfort. And it doesn't argue well for our social status. So that's a big part of the problem and a big part of the reason why we think we're undeserving, or we think we're not going to make it, or we think it's too good for us, or we think some people can get it and we can't get it. So if you change your belief system is like the thermostat on your life. It raises or lower the temperature of your life, meaning it raises your standards, what you want, or lower what you aim for in life. So your belief system is principal and primary in deciding and determining whether or not you feel deserving or undeserving about achieving your goals in life. So that's what is happening to most of us. So you're not undeserving and you're not disqualified. It is your belief system that is disqualifying you or giving you that disqualifying feeling. So when you change that, when you learn to fill your mind with information that is aligned with a better way with the desires of your heart, then you will start to feel more deserving. Have a good one.